This right here, girl, is an ad. I'm gonna need you to get you some of this Just Move Energy supplement so you can have the energy to get your workouts done like I need to get mine done, girl. It is sometimes a struggle and you need a little extra. Plus the protein shakes. I don't have an appetite a lot of the time. Protein shakes really help me after the workout because I do not want to be on the massage table with my stomach growling because that's where I'm going after this, okay? So I get my protein shake done before, boom, I got both of them. I'm ready, okay? I'm getting old. My knees is a problem. Do you see me warming it up? Do you see me trying to stretch it out? That's 35 pounds. I'm squatting 35 pounds. I'm proud. You can get those gloves and other workout gear from TeamLASHAE.com. The link is down below in the description box, girl. Yes. Girl, I have to give it to myself. You look good, girl. You look good. Juvie. I just had to put him in here because he's cute. I'm on my way to the spa, girl. Piece of serenity. My homegirl does not want to be seen, but she does the best massages. I go to her at least once a week for this muscle situation, girl. And she also gave me this massage cream with CBD in it that really helps with my aches and my pain. So get you some. All of this. Get you some 15% off with my Relax Me Bondi code. Okay, girl? Get it. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Not come on in. Not come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl BondyBlue. I'm back for another Now That We Are Grown. We're about to get into love and basketball. Oh, yes. What's going on? We moved the graphic. Okay, what's going on, y'all? Okay, I hope everybody is having them a good Friday. All right. I got some things accomplished and I'm ready to go ahead and get into the notes that I made for Now That We Are Grown, love and basketball. Because when I watched it back, I was like, ooh, child, so many problematic things. So many problematic things now that we're watching this movie in 2022. You know what I'm saying? So without any further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, so the music, the soundtrack for this movie is like one of the highlights for me. I'm gonna just go ahead and keep it a buck with y'all because as soon as the movie starts, love and happiness, something that make you do wrong, make you do right. Hey, love. Love and happiness. Okay, wait a minute. Something going wrong. Listen. Listen, girl, it did something for me. As soon as the movie started and it started off there, I was like, child, I thought I wasn't going to want to watch this. Okay, listen. I was like, girl, let me sit down and do this. All right, we ready. Let's go ahead and put it on HBO Max. Let's run it. Then that shit came on and I was like, all right, we in there. Let's do it. So the movie starts off letting us know the background of Q and Monica. Okay. Q was playing basketball outside, heard that the new neighbors had two daughters, and then here come somebody walking across the driveway. And they walking across the driveway, Jesus. And it looked like a little boy, but when Monica take her hat off and all her hair comes flowing out, man, you are a girl. Girls can't ball. Very misogynistic. Okay, it's the 70s/the 80s. It's the 80s. So we're going to say that Monica can't play basketball. Child, really? Really, child? Anyway, So she says, I bet I could ball better than you. And we was all like, wait a minute, okay? She coming back at him. He calls her a dog. I was like, we gonna have to talk about what the issues were. Cause I feel like Q learned his lack of communication from his mother and his father. But I feel like that daddy must have talked to that mama bad. We may not have seen all of it, but the way Q relates to Monica immediately is very aggressive. And it feels to me as if he sees his father's aggression towards his mother. And so that's the way he relates to women, to girls. Because he automatically calls her a dog face. And it was like, oh, we're gonna go straight to calling a girl ugly. Okay. But Q gets mad and decides, all right, we'll play then. So they play. And she is better than him. She dog walking his ass. He called her a dog. Well, guess what? She dog walking his ass. Wow. Okay, backed up on him. And he gets mad and she says, I'm going to be the first girl in the NBA. And he was like, nah, I'm going to be in the NBA. You just going to be my cheerleader. I was like, this conversation, y'all, this conversation is so much like what we talk about nowadays as grown people on these internets, okay? What he said, no, you're not going to be in the NBA. You're going to be my cheerleader. And I want y'all to understand that is the mindset of this society, that women are supposed to be secondary characters in some man's movie. Like that's the way it's set up for us. We're supposed to be helpmates and all of this other shit that y'all think is a good thing. When to me, it just sounds like make your life about somebody else while that person makes their life about them. Like that's what it feels like to me. Okay, but go off. But I'm telling y'all right now, loving basketball is already setting us up for the narrative in which we grow up to be in, where we're looking to fit into some man's story. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so he pushes her, y'all. He got mad. She crossed him up. So he pushes her. And she gets this scratch, this bruise, this scar on her face now because he pushed her, because he couldn't take the fact that she was beating him in basketball. So he pushed her down. And the weirdest thing happens after this, y'all. Like, first of all, she looked happy about it. Like, as her mom is like tending to her bleeding face, she's kind of like smiling about it. Like, oh, now I have a bruise from the boy I like. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, y'all, what was that? Can we talk about like the moment where you realize she was low-key happy about the fact that this happened? Because now, either he has to be sorry about it, so he's gonna have to be nice to her. She already understands that as a young woman. And then also understanding that now this scar that I got from him, is all, forever gonna be a link to him. That man hated her all her life. They were playing a game. He didn't hate her. They were playing a game. And that's what I think a lot of people didn't understand. They were playing a game. And I feel like the end of the movie is what showed you that the love was really there on his part, because for the longest you weren't really sure. He seemed to always be treating her badly, but the truth of the matter is I think he was always, first of all, being a product of his parents' environment, and then also, like his daddy treated his mama like she was a nuisance, like she was aggravating to him. So that's the way that he treated Monica, even though he liked Monica. He liked Monica a lot, okay? And you could tell he liked her. And I'm going to point out the moments throughout the movie that showed they were really more so playing a game than he just didn't like her, because that's not what it was. When men don't like you, they don't show any interest. And Q showed a lot of interest the entire time. Okay, so continuing on. So, like I said, Monica looked pleased with herself behind that scratch on her chin. Q is at home making an I'm sorry card for her. So he already knows he has to make it up. And her mom, his mom is taking a pie out of out of store-bought pie out of the box so she can put it in some glass or Tupperware and make it seem like she did it. And then his dad comes in. And his dad is like, this how your mom tricked me right here, had me thinking I was getting a woman that can burn. And, we laugh at these moments, but essentially it's passive aggressive. You have been constantly telling this little boy how his mom trapped you, tricked you, and all of that says, I didn't really want to be with her, but I'm here because of you. Like, that's what it all felt like the entire time with that damn daddy. So understand Q's relationships with most women are now going to not be genuine because he doesn't see his father have a genuine relationship with his mom. Thank you for the super chat. I am Diva Nicole. That's that dumb mess we were taught growing up. If a boy is mean to you, he likes you. Right. Exactly. That's exactly what we were taught. And that is stupid because really what it sets you up for is to be okay with being abused in your romantic relationships. That's really all it is. Now you're about to be abused in your relationship. Get ready for it. Like, and you're going to be okay with it. And you're going to, oh, as long as he does this, then I know he loves me. Or as long as he does that. But if you did any of those things to a man, it would be perceived as disrespect and not perceived as love. I mean, women can't even say, ouch, it hurts without men saying, oh, bitch, what kind of bad attitude shit are you on? Nigga be out here dogging you out, hurting you. And you be like, ouch, this hurts, nigga. And then the nigga be like, bitch, what is wrong with you? You have a terrible attitude. Like y'all are crazy. Like this is what it be like. But anyway, he's making this I'm sorry card for her. Simultaneously, the mom and daddy are doing their shit, which shows us their relationship, their passive aggressive situation. Then he says that he's leaving for a meeting. Zeke, the daddy, say he's leaving for a meeting. And she was like, meeting? You just came back from a 4-day tour or something like that, 4-week tour. Some shit she said, but he just came back home from a road trip and now he's leaving again. And she wants to spend time with him. And this is the thing that killed me about Zeke and about the relationship with Q's mom and dad, like their relationship, is that he acted like it was all about the money for her. He acted like it was all about the money for her, when essentially her main complaint was, can you spend time with me? Martin, you remember that on That's So Crazy, Martin was like, spend time with me, spend some motherfucking quality time with me. Okay, that's what that's what the lady was asking for. And it's crazy like that women are begging for you to spend time with them, and you're equating it to, oh, I can keep your ass laced in Gucci and gold. We're gonna get to that, but I think that's fucked up. I think it's fucked up the way these men think about the women that seek them out, especially the ones that they end up marrying and having children with and having a fucking family with. Always viewing those women like, you only want me because I have money. No, bitch, you fine too. What are you talking about? Like a lot of the basketball players, like, yes, these women are looking for stupid niggas to take care of them, essentially, yes. But I feel like most women that seek out basketball players and football players, they don't just seek y'all out because y'all got money. They seek y'all out because y'all are attractive. Do y'all understand how crazy that is for men to be upset with women because women want men that can provide and men they're attracted to? It's insane. Y'all are literally like, bitch, you want me because I'm successful and sexy? What's wrong with you? I don't feel like you really love me because you just want me because I got money and I'm fine. Like, meanwhile, the only reason you really want this woman is because she make you feel like you the shit and she's beautiful. Like, it's crazy. You cute too. I want arm candy too. The fuck? Okay, Q was the glue in his parents' relationship, even though the grip was loose. Wasn't it though? It absolutely was. But anyway, she's pretending to bake. He says how she caught him. Then he says he's leaving for the meeting. So Q and his mom go over to Monica's house so that they can bring this cake over, since Monica and her family just moved into the neighborhood, right? And it's obvious that there are two different types of women. Like Monica's mom is, I'm going to cook and clean and I'm going to take care of everything. And I'm a house mom and that's what I do. And you can tell that Q's mom was a get it girl that got her, that lucked out, basically. A get it girl that lucked out. Smart, probably. Very smart. But the only thing she could figure out to do for herself was to find her a catch of a man. And that's not enough because that's not about you. You know what I'm saying? So the version of her that I think we see as the movie goes on, is less glamorous, less with the weave and the Gucci and the gold and all of that. Probably more so about being with a man that she feels loves her and treats her well and all of that, because it never was initially about that. That was a plus, but it was never about that. So now we have to show like this transition. So that's why I feel like I don't even like calling Q's mama Get It Girl, because it never seemed like she was really with him just because he had money and that's what was all important to her. Because if that was the case, she'd have been fucking a pool boy and spending all your money. But that's not what she was doing. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. We want you because you fine and financially stable. They want us because we're fine, independent. Like the fuck, and we're mad about these things. Like, but yet they found a woman who has it all and they still have a problem. Right. You find a woman that is making all of this money and now you feel like you're not as powerful. You don't feel as good. So now you got to go seek out a woman that is in a lesser, a lesser financial place in her life so that you can feel strong over her. It's a very weird the way you niggas are. Y'all really need to go to therapy and figure out y'all mental and emotional situation, because y'all put a lot of it on women. You put a lot of it on women, as if because a woman can't make you happy, something is always wrong with the woman, instead of realizing that something is wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? But it was funny to me when they had their interaction and it seemed that, the prissy, judgy version of Monica's mom was just so prominent no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like, you and this lady live on the same street. Everybody got money, but somehow Monica's mom had the ability to make it seem as if she was a more prim proper version than Q's mom. And all Q's mom did is say, now there are more black people in the neighborhood, obviously, since you moved here. Q's mom definitely loved that man. He just wasn't around enough for him to see that. She was still hunching him when he got home, knowing the risk. Exactly. My theory, a lot of these men realize they have nothing to offer besides providing, not even a personality half the time. I agree. I feel like a lot of men don't realize, like, you're not fun to be around. You don't have good conversation. Like, if you're good at sex, that takes like a lot out of it. But I've been in relationships with people where all it was sex. And it's like, if you're not having sex, then what are we talking about? Like, I'm bored. Like, fuck and get out of my face. And you got to do more than just fuck people, like, essentially. Like, at some point, there has to be a before, after. There has to be like, we gonna go out to eat. Like, the type of person I was. So it's crazy how that works when people think that they can just have money or they can just have good dick and don't realize that there's so much more to being in a relationship. The YouTube videos of saying no man want an educated woman, they want us to be like this. Yeah, this is what they want. Like, Monica's mom is the version of woman that like, I saw a post on the internet yesterday where it was like, I just want a man to pay all my bills. I don't know how y'all complain when all I want is a man who gonna, marry me and pay all my bills. And it's like, are you really still in that mindset and you still don't understand that a lot of those women have terrible lives because those men hold everything they do for them over their heads? Everything. They devalue them. They don't treat them well. And they are basically resenting the women for needing them financially, even though that's the setup that they want. It's crazy. Or the passive aggressiveness, like her daddy, where you ignore that your wife is in some type of pain. You could tell that Monica's mom at times was tired, that she needed him to notice what she needed versus it always being about him. But no, it was almost like just, well, yeah, let's just keep going. I'm going to act like I don't see that you're unhappy. I'm going to act like I don't see that you're tired. I'm still going to make you iron both of these shirts. It doesn't matter that you just finished cooking this 5-course meal. I'm still going to roll it in with 2 pieces because that's what I feel like eating. Like, it's fucked up. It's very fucked up. But because you do it with a smile, everybody's supposed to perceive it as something other than emotional abuse. But it's still ignoring, that your partner is not happy. And you just kind of act like it don't matter to you. I noticed that about the daddy. There were a couple of times when that daddy did shit that you could tell that he noticed his wife wasn't happy in the moment, but he gonna give you this happy-go-lucky, I can't tell that my wife is unhappy shit. Like, nigga, you can see it, okay? Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all, my phone ringing. Anyway, so Monica and Q go back and forth about basketball. He says that she is different because she knew a lot about basketball. And then they start comparing who could jump the highest and all of this type of shit. So I think he enjoyed the competition of their relationship. He enjoyed the fact that she was into the same things he was into. And I think that a lot of boys didn't think they could find girls that were like their guy friends, that really liked the stuff that they liked, into the stuff that they're into. And he was like pleasantly surprised. I think he was still taught to have this like aggression towards, girls and women as a little boy, but it was something about Monica that he really liked, which is why, the next day he asked her to be his girlfriend. But hold up. So Monica mom was tired, but the husband still comes in and asks her to iron 2 shirts just in case. You see what I'm saying? The lady is like, oh Lord, I'm so tired. Like, obviously worn the fuck out. They just moved. And he comes in there and says, can you iron both of these shirts just in case? It shows a lack of, consideration for how she may be feeling. Monica's dad was never really home either. We just never saw them have bad interactions because Monica's mom stayed submissive. Yes, exactly. So Q watches Monica get her hair done for school through his window. That was another time that I excuse me, that I realized he really was feeling her. The next day she comes outside looking like a girl and he was like, whoa. And then, they're going to ride their bikes to school together. And he asked her to be his girl. She was like, what does that entail? And he was like, I don't know. I guess we could play ball and ride our bikes to school together. And if you get mad at me, I got to give you flowers. And she was like, I don't like flowers, but I like Twinkies. And he was like, all right, better, even better. Okay. So they have their little first kiss behind some bushes, and it was all good. Sweet thing. Oh, you're my everything. Yes, you are. Okay. Listen, I love it. So she says at some point, because hold on. I don't want to say it wrong. He was like, you got to ride my bike because my dad always drives my mom everywhere. It was the weirdest thing, right? And she was like, no, like, I'm not riding your bike. I got my own fucking bike. What are you talking about? And so when she wouldn't get off her bike, he told her that she was an ugly dog and he didn't want her to be his girlfriend anyway. And then he pushed her down again. And so she got up this time and pushed his ass back down and then proceeded to beat his ass all on the front lawn of their house. And I thought it was hilarious because you're going to get tired of pushing her down because she don't do what you want her to do. And I'm going to tell you something, y'all. Say what you will, but I feel like the daddy, they didn't show. I hate when they do shit like this because you're showing us a young boy that is constantly putting his hands on this little girl. Y'all, like, I didn't grow up with dudes feeling like they could just push me all the time. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like it shows that in some way, Q probably saw his mom get hit, and they not putting it in a movie like that because they don't want you to see the daddy like that. But to me, it felt like you had to see this type of interaction in order for you to feel like every time this girl make you mad, you can just push her down. That's how abuse starts with children transitioning into adults, right? That's learned behavior. Men don't think being a housewife or a housemaker is work, which is crazy because they don't want to do it. The funny part about it is they want you to do it because they don't want to do it. I don't know how you don't put value in some shit that you don't want to do. That don't even make sense. You should put all of the value in some shit that you don't want to do. Paying somebody else to do it is valuable. You know why? Because you don't want to do it. Stupid. With everything else that has value, washing your car, holding your money, all types of shit that you pay for services from other people. Hello. Why do those things have value? And somebody cleaning up your house and washing all your clothes and cooking all your meals and shit, like, how does that not look like hard work? That's tiring as hell. Yeah, seeing how volatile his parents' arguments was made it clear that his dad got physical with her. Yeah, especially when he climbed out the window. But we're going to get to that. So, y'all, 1988, the year I was born, child, I am the light as a rock, L-Y-T-E, okay? Do you understand the metaphoric phrase, light as a rock? It's explaining how heavy the young lady is. You feel what I'm saying, Queen? Listen, I love that song. I said it before, say it. Move out the way when I'm coming through the door. Listen, Monica is playing in front of scouts from UCLA. Okay, she keeps getting technical, or is it USC? I can't remember. Either way, she keeps getting technical fouls. Monica has somewhat of a temper on the court. Her mom is up there trying to reprimand her from the bleachers, which was like, girl, shut up. Don't do that. Q is standing on the sidelines with all of the rest of the homeboys watching the game. But as soon as she got pulled out the game, he walked out. And I noticed that. I noticed the fact that he was there to watch her play. As much as everybody was there, he was there to watch her play. Okay. So when she wasn't in the game anymore, he had no reason to be there. Her mom, hold on, hold on. So Monica never gets back in the game. Then her mom and dad tell her it's time for her to face reality and maybe she needs to move on from basketball, which was fucked up because you wouldn't tell your boy that. You wouldn't tell your son that if your son was as good in basketball as Monica is. Her mom says that she thought that she would grow out of this tomboy phase, which is another disrespectful thing to say to somebody. Like, I'ma just keep it a buck. Like, nobody wants to be honest about this, but Monica and Q both put a lot. Like, first of all, high school athletes put in a lot of work. A lot of work. It takes a lot of dedication, a lot of discipline to play high school ball, especially at an A1. You know what I'm saying? Or a D1, whatever y'all call it, D1. So and you could tell it was a D1 because everybody was in that bitch. Okay. And then you got the scouts from UCLA and USC in there and shit. It's absolutely like something you are working hard towards. And then this is something that can get you into college. So I didn't understand why they were so ready to get her to quit. You know what I'm saying? They were so ready to get her to quit because she didn't play for one game where the scouts were there. So when her mom said that shit about growing out of the tomboy phase, I was just kind of like, yeah, why would you even say that? That would have upset me. She says, I won't grow out of it because I'm a lesbian. That's what you think, right? Oh, Monica, but that's basically how you handled her. So anyway, Monica says, you think I'm a lesbian because I will rather wear a jersey than an apron. And when her dad agrees with her mom, she feels even more betrayed. And I noticed that too. Her mom says that she has a lot more going for herself. She would be pretty if she would do something with her hair. And that's another thing I didn't like. I didn't like that shit neither because I personally felt like if you pretty, you pretty. Like, I'm going to just tell you, I don't have to have my hair done. Like, my hair could be all over my head. And guess what? I'm still going to be pretty. Like, still gonna be pretty. Still gonna be pretty. Hair in a ponytail or not, still gonna be pretty. So what the fuck? So like, I feel like that's just unnecessary jabs at her self-esteem. I feel like her mom absolutely was jealous of her fight. I think her mom envied the fact that Monica fought for herself at such a young age, whereas her mom probably had a lot of resentment. When you stay quiet like that for years like that, trust me, them thoughts be whirling through your head all the time about how you wish you could make a different decision or you could do something else because you're not happy. But you get so caught up in people needing you to be what you are and not wanting to do anything outside of what people expect. You don't want to have to explain yourself to people. You don't want to have to do any of that shit. So you just stay quiet and you keep dealing with it and you keep living your life the way you live it because you're able to make something else more important, like the kids. So I still, just did not like that comment because it's like, why are you trying to like fuck with her self-esteem because you're jealous of the fact that she's stronger than you are? So anyway, in high school, Q is a ladies' man and he the man on the court. Okay. So she comes to his game to watch him too. And while she watching the game, child, Shawnee Easton or whatever the hell her name was, Gabrielle Union, come over there. And it's like, hey girl, do you think you can give Q my number? And she was like, give it to him yourself. And she was like, girl, I ain't trying to look all thirsty. And then she just puts it in her arm because she was holding her basketball. So she just puts it between the basketball and her arm and says, "Thanks, girl." And then when she, scoots back to her seat, she rolls her eyes. I was like, I'd have threw that shit on the floor. Like, bitch, I don't know who you think I am, but I ain't no fucking messenger. You want to sell your pussy through the mail? Then you need to go ahead and send him the letter your damn self. He got a locker. What I look like? Anyway, so Q's dad is pushing for Q to focus on his education. Y'all know that Zeke, his dad, played ball already. So he knows that you need to be able to do something after ball. So he wants Q to focus more on school than focusing on going pro the way a lot of people are, kind of pressuring him to do. So right after the game, the dad was like, "Tell your mom I got another late meeting." Here we go. Been meetings now for years with this shit. Okay. Monica tells him, "Hey, big head, I'll be at the car." Because he was sitting up there like, "You can't walk home? Ain't nobody about to walk home. We stay next door to each other, nigga. What are you talking about?" Okay. And he knew it. So anyway, they get in the car and she tells him about Shawnee Easton sending her coochie through the mail. And he was like, "Shawnee Easton, the one with the big ass titties?" Like, y'all niggas act crazy over big titties. It's crazy. It's so weird. Anyway, child, Monica did not like the way he responded. She called Shawnee Easton a tramp ass hoe. And I was like, this is so unbecoming. Mm, mm, mm. Don't be mad because you warned him and you too scared to say something, but Shawnee Easton is not. Don't be mad. Anyway, he asked who she's going to the dance with. Spalding, like trying to make fun of the fact that she always around with that damn basketball. So she punches him and he says that's why she's not going to get recruited because she has such a bad attitude. I said, so you're going to keep fucking with this girl this whole conversation, huh? Now, honestly, I feel like he said it because he really does care about her. I think he wants her to get what she wants. So I feel like he said it to her because he wants her to stop acting like that. But essentially, when she said, "You do the same shit, you talk smack, you get in some guy's face, and you get a pat on your ass. But me, I gotta be told to calm down and act like a lady. I'm a ball player, which means I'm aggressive in my sport. Like what the I y'all, I understood this movie so much growing up. I didn't play ball in high school, but I was tomboyish in certain ways. Like I had boy cousins. I liked climbing, whatever they were doing, I wanted to do what they were doing. So I was a little bit more aggressive, and I also felt like I had to be. I was little, I'm a girl. Um, I got bullied in my household, so like I had to present myself a certain way in order to protect myself. And that a lot of the times to me showed up as aggression or, smart aleck and all of this other shit. So I understood how Monica felt growing up because I feel like a lot of us that are different and aren't, if we aren't girly and pretending to be a prude while simultaneously being a whore, like if we're not doing those things, then people don't they don't treat you well. Or I feel like they're always pointing it out in front of everybody how you're not feminine enough and you're too rough. And that shit can be traumatizing. Like I can remember being told, "You so rough." And like all the time, like you think that's cute, just constantly being berated about how I was, even when I didn't realize I was doing anything. So like it's crazy to me, like watching this back. I was like, damn, I really did feel where she was coming from when I was watching this movie because it's like, damn, you can't be yourself without everybody acting like you're not doing this girl thing right. I was a girl that did both. Shy. It be like that. So yes, where was I? He says that she has a jacked up attitude. When he gets inside his house, his mom is checking him about an earring she found in his bed. And she's like, "I told you, be careful of these girls. They see you and they see dollar signs, they're gonna try to trap you." And he's like, "I know, mom, I know." Um, and it was shade a little bit because I was like, in my mind, you would know. The way the daddy talk about you, he see you as a trap. And now you telling this boy to be worried about these girls trapping him. And it's like, them girls probably wanted the same thing you wanted. A nice looking, tall, sexy man to take care of them. Like, why do the girls have to be the villain in this story? Because that's what they want. Now, trapping them into getting pregnant, fine. But where are the damn condoms? You know what I'm saying? Where are the damn condoms? The white girls do that too. So, don't be putting that on us. Everybody is trying to get pregnant for somebody that can take care of them. That is the overall goal in this society for most women, is to get pregnant by a man that can take care of them. And y'all be out here mad because the girls be trying to skip the line and go straight to the niggas at the top. Like, y'all be mad about that because y'all feel like the girls, like the hood girls, shouldn't be able to get access to these niggas, even though these niggas are from the hood themselves in one respect or another. I feel like it's a lot of shade towards the young black girls that, sought out the ball player boys and all of that from their mamas that did the same thing with the daddies. Like, why do y'all all of a sudden turn around and condemn what the young girls do to find mates when you did the same thing? It's really weird. Tomboys were judged harshly. Yes, I'm sure instead of tomboy in a sense and I have to be aggressive, you might get Makai with the Nikes, you might get Makai with the heels. Being a tomboy made me dangerous style wise. I feel you on that. I definitely feel you on that. Okay. So Zeke finally comes home, y'all. Finally makes it inside. And she's like, why can't you spend more time at home? And she doesn't want to come second to this bullshit scouting job. And he gets upset. She was like, I didn't mean it like that. And it's like, you constantly putting that lady second and putting her on the back burner so you can go and cheat on her. And then when she throws out something out of her mouth that you don't think is sweet or you don't think is nice, now all of a sudden, y'all gonna pin her. Oh, her mouth. Like, that's how dudes be. They'll talk about a black woman attitude after putting them through all of that shit. The lady say 1-2 things fucked up to you after you done did all of this, cheating and manipulating and leaving her home alone and making her feel bad about herself, making her feel like she's unwanted. You can do all of that to her. She tell you, she don't want to come second to your little bullshit scouting job, and you looking at her like, like, bitch, what you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, he was upset. And so she, he made that comment about, don't worry, my bullshit scouting job makes enough to keep you in, Gucci and gold, keep your fine ass in Gucci and gold. And she took the shit off. She took it off and she threw it at him. She was like, can I get a week yet? Why can't you keep your ass at home? Like, at that moment is when you realize what this lady is really upset about and the way he views their relationship. Like, she only want money. Nigga, I'm asking for time. So she throws the jewelry and then the argument gets louder. And then you see Q climb out of his window and go knock on Monica's window. And Monica's in her sleep, but she gets up, opens the window, gives him a pillow. He goes next to her bed, lays down on the ground, and she throws off her cover. It was almost as if they had done this so many times before, which I'm sure they had. And when you think about that, I need you to recognize the closeness of the relationship. The closeness of the relationship. How he play her out in front of everybody is not the same as how he treats her when it's just the two of them and he's dependent on her as his best friend. Because that's his best friend. That's just what it is. Okay. I'm 5'10", always been a bigger girl, and I got treated way more masculine than I acted for everyone to act weird when I started having a cold demeanor. Black girls can't never get it right. Who you telling? Who you telling? But that moment where he, went and slept on her floor, I was like, yeah, their relationship is way deeper than it seems to everybody. But I think their families know. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so Monica's sister Lena got her a date for this spring dance. And it's a brother from her college. And y'all, don't y'all forget how many movies everybody is in together? Like, all of the black people are always in the movies together. I forgot that Regina Hall plays the nice sister in this. That's hilarious. Anyway, so she told her she got her a date from a fine brother down to the college. Okay, we know it was Boris Kojo, but we're going to get to that in a minute. But she tells her she just wants to focus on her game because Monica has a championship game coming up that the day before the dance. So her sister braids her hair for the game. She gets to the game. They keep hitting her with all these technical fouls and shit. And she ends up losing the damn game. It was so messed up. She sat there and she cried so hard. And I told y'all, Q cares, right? So Q is sitting in the bleachers. Q watched the whole game, knew everything about her game that night. Like, he was glued into her. And you saw it at the end when she was crying and the way he was just looking like, like I can't say nothing, I can't show nothing, but damn, my boo over there upset. Like, that was the look on his face. But either way, Lena gets her ready for the dance, and then her mom comes in with the pearls and tells her she's beautiful. And it was a great moment between Monica and her mom, but it's annoying that the only time you could show Monica this type of love and attention is when she was doing something that you understood versus something, that was for her. And that's the thing a lot of parents don't seem to understand. Y'all only want to support the shit that reminds y'all of stuff that y'all like to do. And that's not how any of this works. Your children are not going to always be low carbon copies of yourself. So if you're going to be into what they're into because you love them, like, it shouldn't always have to be something that you're into too, in order for them to feel that you are there for them. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so Monica and Boris go to the dance together, girl. It's back when Boris had hair. And Q and Shawnee were there and they matching silver, dancing on the dance floor. Yeah, just got paid Friday night. On the open, and I'm at a moment, feeling right. Y'all, this damn soundtrack. Anyway, so yes, Q saw Monica walk in and completely forgot about Shawnee and walked over to Monica and said she didn't look half bad. She said, "You don't look half bad yourself." And then her date walks up, and then here comes Shawnee. Oh, damn, girl, I ain't know Nike made dresses. I'm like, you didn't? Anyway, Q finds his way back over to Monica a second time that night. It was almost like he couldn't leave her alone. He got Big Titty Shawnee Easton sitting right there trying to, dance and shake her titties in his face. And he keep running over there to Monica. Okay. So they had a little conversation, and then Boris comes up and asks her to dance. So she goes to dance with him. Because she was like, you went with Shawnee, huh? She was upset. She looked like she was mad that he went to the dance with that girl. But he had to play it off when Boris and her went to dance. I wanna be your man. I wanna be your man. I wanna be your man. Yes, I do, baby. Y'all, them zapping Roger tracks, child. Okay. So after Q dropped Shawnee's ass, off home, and she was mad because she wanted the dick, but he didn't want to give it to her. And Monica went to Mulholland Drive with Boris, and she kept trying to think of how many like offensive something she got, like one of her stats from her game. She couldn't remember what the stat was, and she kept accidentally kneeing Boris in the balls. So he brought her home, and she tells this to Q. They jump out the window and talk to each other, and she kind of told him what happened and everything. And then she asked him to open her letter from USC. That was another thing that made me feel like they really close. Like, everybody acting like they're not close like that, but they really, really close. Like, this is like the type of friendship they have. I feel like almost was being her offensive rebounds. Gotcha. She had 4. He knew how many she had. I feel like the whole movie we kind of really not paying attention to like the closeness, the bond that they had, even just as friends. So he opens the letter, she got in, he got in too. And then when he goes to hug her, she kisses him, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. And they ended up making out on the grass. And then she get up, and he thought it was over, but she was like, come on. And then we get the infamous, first time for her, sex scene or whatever to the woman's work. Okay. Oh, stand outside this woman's work. This woman's work. Ooh, it's hard on me. This part is over. Love's us to cry of the final. You know what he be saying, y'all. I don't know the words. I know you got a little life in you, babe. I know you got a lot of strength left. I know you got a little life in you, babe. I know you got a lot of straight and left. I should be crying, but I just can't let you. I should be hoping, but I can't stop thinking. Oh, bro, that was the shit. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Because my falsetto wasn't ready. Oh, see? Oh. Okay, wait. Oh, darling, make it go. Make it go away. Slightly off, but that's okay. Y'all get the point. That's still the song. But the sex scene, though, just some things. He was super duper impressed with his own dick. Did anybody notice that? When he pulled his pants down and he was like, I was just like, calm down. She doesn't have a frame of reference. Okay. But he absolutely was proud of his dick. And they did it. And then, he asked her, he was like, you want me to stop? And she was like, no. And the asking if you wanted him to stop, that was the moment for me. I'm not even gonna lie. And also I feel like it's real hard not to think about your first time when you watch this, okay? But anyway, girl, listen, I hope all the girls out there had a good first time, okay? But y'all know once they fuck, it's over. We're in a relationship now, okay? So we're in the third quarter, 88, 89, freshman year of college at USC. Monica is a freshman. She being hazed. Her coach is riding her. She's got the older girls on the team, SEDURE, leaving a heavy ass weight on her, talking about ain't no freshman taking my spot. Like, bitch, you ain't got to almost kill me about it. Damn. Monica pretends like everything is cool, and kind of just continues to push forward. But it was like, girl, what? Q is already the man on campus, which is obnoxious. Like seeing the juxtaposition between their experiences, both being like, they're both basketball players. They're both good basketball players. And his experience is he comes in being a man, and she comes in from the bottom, having to work her way up, having to, honestly, like they said, she wasn't even going to get a scholarship until Tanya Randall got pregnant and decided not to come. Okay. So it definitely showed you how the women aren't treated good at all. And it makes it way harder to do all of those things, which, eventually brings you to Q asking Monica to choose between him and basketball, which was so fucked up because it was never a choice he had to make. Because as a guy, they don't ask you to make those. Like, people just know they have to move around your shit. They know they have to move around your shit. That's why Monica would never have to ask you to choose. But she has to, because they aren't as easy on her as they are on you. She can't miss curfew, but somehow you can. It was crazy to me how we're ignoring the fact that as a man, you have way more leeway than she does. But anyway, y'all, we'll get to it in a moment. So like I said, Q is already the man on campus, flirting with all of the girls in front of Monica like she not there. He tells her all these girls out here, she the only one he know is real. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Anyway, I didn't like that because sometimes like niggas be saying dumb shit like, you the only one I know is real. I'm still gonna fuck him, but you the only one I know is real. All right, dude. You could tell that Q was about to work his way into being a hoe like his daddy. So Monica says, yeah, I love you too. And it was crazy to me in that moment because that was like the first time I realized that she's saying I love you too because he doesn't say it. He'll say everything but that. Like, it shows this blockage of emotion, especially in front of people. Like, it's so hard for him to show how he feels about her. Like I said, they playing a game. So we see Monica practicing and she does her signature pose and she missed. And her coach made her stand there. Well, she missed the rebound. So her coach made her stand there and hold that pose the whole time. Because I don't want to see it ever again. So after practice, SEDURE tells Monica that she's sloppy seconds. The only reason you here is because Tanya Randall got pregnant and decided not to come. Shut the fuck up, SEDURE. Everybody was like, this fucked up. It's cold-blooded, bro. You had to tell that girl that. So Q tries to give her a pep talk later that day because she was like, I'm telling you, coach wishes she was there instead of me. And Q was like, listen, fuck all that. You gonna get more play for being Quincy McCall's girl anyway. And she was like, shut up. Don't nobody give a fuck about getting play for being your girl. Like, get out of here. She want to get it out the mud, playing ball her damn self. Like, I don't want to be seen as just your girl. So they play basketball for clothes, and that's another cute little moment. I like the way you hold me, the way you touch me. I like, don't stop. I like, ooh, hey, ooh, mm, hey. My dreams are now reality. Each and every time you are here with me, the touch, you fit me with your hands. When you caress my skin, I'm under your command. Girl, you hypnotize me with your eyes. Took me some time. Now I realize it's you to whom in which I belong. I love it. The feelings getting strong. The things you do to me. Hey girl, brings out ecstasy. It really turned me on. I lied away. Girl, I ain't gonna do it. That's my shit right there. I ain't gonna lie. That's my song. I love that song. Baby, I like you. Where's the D? It's right here. Oh, all right then. Shit. Listen, I felt it. Okay. Um, but so Monica is fighting for Sidra's spot because Sidra fell and got hurt. Then we get a really good basketball montage of Q winning games. Q's talking about how he might go pro. We see Monica practicing and shit, You'll fight away no more. I will look it on my shoulder, baby. If I only had it so much clearer than the nose deep behind all of the things that hold us back from. We can leaning to the one in life and fulfill our destiny. Because I don't really know the words like that. But y'all know the song during the montage, okay? Now everything's gonna come down. Okay, we was going on up. Now it's time to come down. Okay. So Q is talking to his daddy after the game about going pro, and Zeke tells Quincy that no, you need to focus on school. Stop listening to people telling you need to go pro. Then Zeke tells him, well, I might as well tell you before your mama tell you, but there's a paternity suit out there from some woman hanging on at all the parties, and now I'm supposed to be her baby daddy. But no, it's not true. And then had the audacity to get mad at the fact that Q asked if it was true. Like, no, the fuck you mean no? You lying to his face, and then you got the audacity to get mad that he asked? Like, seriously? Oh my God. So anyway, Q gets home and his mom is crying listening to Marvin Gaye. Child, anytime your mama crying listening to Marvin Gaye, it's not a good time. Okay. And Q believes Zeke. He was like, come on, man, you gonna believe this trap? Oh, pop. And mama was mad. She put the damn papers out. Whenever somebody slams some papers down, okay, truck call, bitch. Okay, broke the domino table. So he looks at it, his pictures. She said, even with all of his late night meetings, I still need proof. Ain't this shit? And it's a whole bunch of pictures of him in a hotel room with a woman. So now we got the proof. And so she started crying, and he was like, don't cry, man. Don't cry. He comforts her. He goes to talk to Monica after about how disappointed he is in his father. All this time you telling me what to do, and you out here being a hoe, cheating on my mama. I don't even know what to think anymore. You're not who I thought you were. You know what I'm saying? And when you find out that your daddy ain't who you thought he was, that's a very traumatizing feeling. Okay. So Monica says that whatever happened between him and Zeke and the mama, that ain't got nothing to do with you and who your daddy has been to you. And I was like, yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. But he says the man looked me in the eye and lied to me like it was nothing. He never thought his pop would do something like that. I'm like, really? All these years and you ain't think he was never gonna be a cheater like that? Child, I guess. But anyway, she was looking at the clock. She was like, "Can you walk me back to my dorms? I gotta go. I don't want to miss my curfew." He internalized it like, "Oh, now you ain't gonna be here for me because you gotta go back for your curfew." Okay. So then the game after that he had to play, he was all in his head about what happened with his people. So he lost the game. And Monica won her game and took Sidra's spot. So now Monica is on the up while he's on the down. And I feel like he low-key was jealous of her. And so they had a party to celebrate the girls winning. And he getting drunk and talking to Monica Calhoun, okay? Talking to another girl at the party, like Monica not even there. And she like, man, fuck is going on? And then he pushed up on her and started kissing her with drunk mouth and, grabbing all on her. She was like, Q, stop. You need to go home and sleep it off and I'll talk to you tomorrow, right? Child, she thought it was gonna be all good. She thought he was gonna go take a nap and he would have been better after that. But no, child. When he got back to his room, his dad was there, pissed off at him because he's decided that he's going to go pro. Zeke makes it about his mom being the boldest gold digger waiting at the hotel door. Okay. And I was just kind of like, so you cheating, but you gonna make it about his mom knowing that you weren't ready for no marriage? Really? So what you trying to say? My mother trapped you? I'm trying to say I did the best I could by you. Like, go to hell, Zeke. Go to hell with that. How fucking dare you get caught up for being a hoe and then you blame the woman. You blame your wife for it because she should have known that you wasn't ready for marriage. How about you don't get married? How about you take some fucking accountability and responsibility and stop acting like that woman put a gun to your head and made you marry her? Oh my God. Q said, well, listen, I'm going to do what you told me not to do anyway, and I'm dropping out of school to go pro. Nice daddy mad. Monica goes over to Q's after he missed her game, and he apologizes, and he getting ready, and she like following him around the apartment. He was like, the man again. She was like, no, the woman. And she walks into, the living room where his homeboy's at, and there's a girl there, the same girl, Monica Calhoun. Okay. And it's like, what the fuck is going on here? Oh, we about to go get something to eat. You want to come? Oh, we playing those types of games. We being reckless like that. We gonna play with somebody in their face. Monica said, you know what? I'm gonna go. All right. And she went ahead and left. So she goes home and her mom assumes that she's upset about a basketball game. So her mom says, it's just a game. She hasn't even said anything to her. It's just a game. You get this attitude when it's just a game. It's like, shut the fuck up. It's not about basketball. And even though so, it's not just a game. Like, when people playing, trying to go pro, when people playing ball for real, it's not just a game. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It's what they do. So it's very disrespectful to be so condescending about it. Monica was like, you know what? I can't get no help here at this house. So she went back in her car and went back to the dorms. When she got there, Q was waiting on her. And she was pissed. And he was like, listen, all I did was take the hoe to Burger King. At least she had time for me. And he was like, so you cheated? She said, so you cheated on me to prove a point? Because I couldn't break curfew that night? Like, mad because she did not choose him over her because that's what's expected. It's the same thing as when she didn't want to get on his bike when they was kids. You want her to choose you over her. And you are never, ever, ever put in that position where you have to choose between yourself and her because it's all about you, Q man, right? That's the thing for me. He was extremely entitled. And this is what the existence of a lot of women is like, fighting against people expecting you to make some man your center of gravity. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm my center of gravity. I'm the one that's in this body. Like, this whole life got to be about me. This life can't be about you. Like, I can consider you as my partner, but I can't make decisions that harm me for you. That's stupid. Like, it's called self-preservation. Like, no. So I was so mad at this conversation because then he turned it around on her and was like, how am I supposed to, she was like, She said I had to focus. I could not miss curfew because I wouldn't be starting. And he said, if you care so much about basketball more than you care about me, why are you fucking me? Why don't you fuck Dick Vitale? And when he said that, she was like, fuck you. And she walks off. He grabs her. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And she was like, well, how do I know I can trust you? And he says, I'm not asking for us to be together. I just came to tell you that I'm going pro. And, you know, we could still be friends. I was like, what the fuck? So you gonna come and blow up your whole life. That's what he did. He blew up his whole life because he found out his daddy wasn't who he thought he was. And this is why, yeah, you don't need to lie about who you are to everybody, but you can also not traumatize your kids with your bullshit. Could have wore a condom, sir. Could have wore a condom. I know it's tough. Raw sex feels great. Could have wore a condom. Or at least take responsibility for the child you created, talking about they got a paternity case out there, like, you know, it's just removed from you. You fuck that lady. It ain't that removed. But Q decided to blow up his life out of anger. Okay. So fourth quarter, 1993, the 9 tray. Okay. Monica is a star basketball player in Barcelona, Spain. Okay. And I loved this version of her because her hair was so cute. And then also, she put that bag on and jogged from her apartment to the stadium. And I was just like, she's in excellent shape. Like I loved all of that. Okay. So she's playing in the championship game against SEDURE. SEDURE's playing for Italy. Monica ends up winning the championship game for Barcelona, Spain, but she's homesick. Her and SEDURE go and have dinner after the fact, and SEDURE is like, listen, Big Tony quit, and now she working at a bookstore. They treat us like Hollywood stars over here. We go back home. What's the alternative? Not playing at all, because at the time there was no WNBA. I was like, what year did the WNBA come into? Hold up, WNBA. Let's see. 1996. It wasn't until 3 years later that we got the WNBA. So she's playing overseas and thinking about going home because she's homesick, but doesn't want to go, you know, because she wants to play ball too, but it's not fun anymore. So Quincy was playing for the Lakers and ended up getting hurt. So he tore his ACL. So his dad comes to the hospital after he, you know, was injured. His mom is there, less weave, new man, looking happy. Okay, happy. Okay, ain't worrying about you. Talking about you look good. Yeah, nigga, I know I look good. Anyway, y'all know how that is. You dogged that lady out, and then y'all got divorced. She moved on, and you found out you had it way better than you thought you did. That's always the case. Anyway, he goes in to talk to Q, even though the mama was like, he won't want to see you. But he goes in anyway. And we find out that they haven't talked in 5 fucking years. This man has not talked to his son in 5 years. And he tells Q not to be down on himself about what happened. Q doesn't want to hear anything from him. Zeke says that, you know, he was a better ball player than him and he was smarter than him. That's all he ever wanted him to understand, was that he had options. And Q, man, that tear rolled down his eye and he asked why you couldn't be the man you was trying to make me be. And Zeke was like, I just couldn't. Y'all, it was kind of heartbreaking. I'm not going to lie. I don't think I ever fully listened to what they said during that scene. But the fact that he was like, why couldn't you give me the version of my, you know, the version you're trying to make me into? Why couldn't you give me that as a father? You know what I'm saying? So it was just heartbreaking when this understanding that this man who you thought was everything really ain't shit. Like, that's so heartbreaking to like come to terms with. And I feel like, yeah, you didn't talk to him, but you probably didn't talk to him more out of guilt. A lot of men run from having to deal with the ramifications of the things they've done. You know, had kid out of wedlock, outside of your marriage, you broke your son and your wife's hearts, and you don't want to deal with the pain of that. So what do you do? What do? You don't talk to your son for 5 years until he gets hurt. The fuck? Y'all, Zeke ain't shit. But he leaves after that. And then the next day, I think Monica showed up. And Monica showed up when he was leaving out the bathroom. So the first thing she sees is his ass. And then it was funny because he needed to get his ass back in the bed, but decided to sit down in a wheelchair instead so he could look less weak in front of her. I noticed that. He says he tried to reach out to her over the years, but she never answered him. And she tells him that, she's tired of playing overseas. He says, "What you mean? Nobody loved ball more than you." And she was like, "It's just not fun anymore." He doesn't understand, but he got a broken ACL. So his viewpoint is different. He's being pushed out of the game versus choosing to stop. And then his new woman, fiance Tyra Banks, comes walking in, and she's like, "What are you doing, babe? What are you doing? Get back in the bed." And so she gets him back in the bed and, hi, with the ring, And Monica was like, "Fiance, congratulations. I didn't know. Oh God." And in a moment, Q was like, kind of with this look on his face, like, yeah. And I was just kind of like, always playing the game, Q. Always trying to make it seem like, nanny boo boo, nanny boo boo, when really you don't really want to be with that girl because you feel like she only wants you because you play ball. She's sweet, but it's definitely coming off like in the back of his mind, he thinks that she's only with him because he plays ball. So when Monica gets home and tells her mom that he's engaged, and her mom says, to that stewardess, and she was like, "What, you met her?" He's like, "His mom had a barbecue a few weeks back, but I tell you, I feel like he can do much better if you ask me." And Monica asked her what she should do. And she was like, "Y'all find out where they registered and get him a gift." And Monica was upset and walks off. It was like, "What? Is that your response for everything, whatever?" And she was like, "Yeah, when you come at me with bullshit like that." She was like, "Oh no. Are they cussing their mamas in Spain?" Okay, he's like, "What do you want me to say? Go beat her up? Have sex with him?" Her mom says, "I'm not going to tell you that." And, she says that she turns her nose up at Monica. Well, no, her mom says, "I know you turned your nose up at me because I was just a house mom, just because I took care of my family and I couldn't shoot a stupid jump shot," or whatever she said. You know what I'm saying? She knows she's ashamed of her just being a homemaker. But Monica tells her that she was ashamed that her mom never stood up for herself and allowed her husband to overwork her. And she, gave those examples I told y'all about earlier. All of the times her mom was tired and would just overwork herself just for the sake of making your man happy. Monica says what's ridiculous is not being a caterer so that your husband knows you're at home cooking all his meals and ironing his drawers. And her mama slapped the shit out of her. And she said, "Oh, Monica, is that really all you think of me?" She says, "I got pregnant, so I had to put my dreams on hold. But you know what I remember? I remember being able to be there for you for your spring dance. And I was happy I didn't have some catering jobs to run off to. That's what I began to care about, being there for my kids." And Monica was like, "But that's all you cared about." She said, I played in a million games and I can only remember you being at 2. And her mom was like, "It never mattered to you one way or another, whether I was there or not." And she was like, "It mattered, Mom. It mattered." And y'all, that shit broke my heart because it was the moment where her mom realized she didn't have an answer. Mama had an answer for everything that Monica said, but when she said it mattered, like the recollection of it, like it almost looked like she got hit in the chest. Like I realized that I hurt my baby by not being there for her. Like the abandonment of being bro. I just was watching Real with Yanni. She's always on point, bro. But I was just watching her talk about how you can be in a 2-parent household and grow up with abandonment issues. I was like, who, me? Like, bitch, stop telling my life all the time. But yeah, you can have parents that are absolutely in the household and them being unhappy or being in a toxic relationship will cause them to be emotionally unavailable, even if they are there. Or just the push and pull. Like, I can't even get into it. But there are a lot of things that I thought about, later after growing up about how my relationship with my parents was dictated by their relationship with each other. And that was extremely traumatizing, like it is. And, and yes, my mom was very much there. I feel like my mom was there for me more than, Monica's mom was, but also I was into the things my mom was into, so it made it easier for her. I wanted to entertain people. My mom always wanted to be a dancer. I danced, I sang, I acted, I did all of those things. And so in essence, my mom could support me because I was doing the things that she wanted me to do, or the things that she would have wanted to do herself. But those things were natural to me. It wasn't ever things that I was forced into. Those are the things that I just wanted to do. Um, Whereas my dad kind of, supportive. I'm gonna be there because I'm your daddy, but it's not as much of a push or interest because it's not what he was interested in as much. But still very much, like, oh, you want to go to this school, you want to do that, I'll pay. Or you gotta play, I'll be there, that type of thing. But yes, back into it. So Monica gets a job at her dad's bank, and we see Q moving out with his fiance. And then we see him training that knee, and it's that ooh, oh yeah, holding back the years. Listen, thinking about the fears I've had so long. When somebody is thinking of the fear that's gone. Ooh, look, I wasted all my tears, yeah. Wasted all those years. Nothing ever had a chance to be good. No, no. Nothing ever could. Oh, no, no. But I keep holding on. I'll keep holding on. I'll keep holding on. Gotta let go. No, no. I'll keep holding on. On. Take your time. Take your time. Sugar, take your time. Listen. I hate it. I hate how much I love it. Okay. I hate how much I feel it every time it come on, girl. Anyway, he's getting married in 2 weeks when he and Monica talk. And he asked why ball wasn't fun anymore. And he says he's feeling that way too. He says maybe he needed ball when he was trying to be like his pops. And he's thinking about maybe going back to school, but he hasn't told his girl about it yet. She'll probably say it's the painkillers talking. I'm like, there you go. She not for what's good for you. She for what's going to make y'all the most money. Because she won't be with you because you're a ball player, And that's the difference. Especially when you think about Quincy's mom and Quincy's mom being with the dad even after he was playing and didn't want him to be back in sports because she wanted to be with him and sports took him away. That's not even the same. So he asked again why she gave up ball, and she was like, look, bro, stop pressing me about it. Like she didn't want to answer the question. Her mom was watching them the whole time. So later on, when she's sitting with her sister and her sister's baby, look like her sister married a white man, but I'm gonna leave it alone. Okay. But her mom says, I was always jealous of the fight in you. And when I told you Quincy could do better, I meant you. I was talking about you. And she looks at her daughter and she pats her on the knee and she walks out. So that meant that if you can go beat the girl ass for him, go ahead. But no, what she decided to do that night, she knocked on his window and she tells him that she loves him. She said, I've loved you since I was 11 years old and the shit won't go away. When she said the shit won't go away, I was like, oh, girl, that's so tough. He says that she thinks the sun rises and sets on her ass. Like, thinks she's being selfish. I said, nigga, if this ain't the pot calling the kettle and the kettle calling the pot. She says, better late than never, right? He says, wrong. How you gonna come at somebody like this when they're about to get married? And she was like, You once said that you let me win. So once you let me play you for your heart. And if you let me win, we'll know that you knew deep down you was about to make the biggest mistake of your life. So they play. Michelle Nagiego, y'all. Oh my God. I used to hug you. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't remember the words. Now we're face to face. You won't look me in the eye. No question, no love. Listen, I hate it. I can't do it. I can't do it because I can't remember all of the words to the song. But you made a fool of me. Tell me why. Tell me why. Y'all, listen, too feisty. We're gonna get to it, but I want to say we can't romanticize a romantic movie. The movie is romantic. That's what it is. It's a romance movie. Okay, I can only deal with what they give me now. Um, but this is the part that pissed me off, to be honest, because when they were playing basketball, first of all, that nigga look good as fuck with the goatee. I ain't gonna lie. That nigga look good. Um, but he was playing way too aggressively with her. She was winning and talking shit. And so he took the thing, he took the shit off. Okay? He took the shit off and started playing way too aggressive with her. I ain't like that shit. Okay? And he won. And I was offended. Why why would he win? I'm offended. First of all, why the fuck would he win with a fucked up knee? And she just came back from playing pro ball. Like, that didn't make no sense to me. He shouldn't have won. He should have lost. But they had to give y'all that, like, it's fucked up. It's over. It's over. And then he said double or nothing. And she was like, man, I can't fucking stand you, bro. She turned back around and she hugged him, and the hug was everything. Y'all see the screenshot, right? Hold up. Let me put my big one up here so y'all can see. Y'all see the hug over here to the right? Oh, Lord. Yeah. I had some good pictures up here for y'all. Okay? I had some good pictures up here for y'all. But let me tell you something. They ended up getting together, obviously, got married, had a baby, and then she played pro ball for the Sparks. Okay? Still that. Okay? Look, all or nothing. Double or nothing, nigga. Okay? But they ended up being together. You know what I'm saying? They ended up being together. And then he was on the sidelines holding the baby while she was playing. And that is what I want y'all to remember. I hate that it was only a snippet, but him being on the sidelines while she was the person playing the game, like, that is what, to me, showed the change in what their relationship dynamic was like. Because it did feel a lot like Monica was the only one honest emotionally. It felt like Monica was chasing Q at some point, trying to make it work, and he was just kind of throwing her away, for whatever reason. Like, it did feel like that a lot of times throughout the movie. But I feel like it was a game he was playing, and I feel like a lot of times, because of that damn daddy, he couldn't be who he wanted to really be. He couldn't feel how he really wanted to feel. I feel like he was constantly trying to check himself. He was constantly trying to, like, block off whatever he was feeling because of how the daddy had instilled certain things in him. Because it wasn't until he said, I felt like I needed ball when I was trying to be like my pops. It lets you know that a lot of his interactions with Monica were based off of the way he saw his father interact with women and not really the way he felt. Because think about it. From the beginning, it was like, oh, she could play ball. But then it was like, oh, she could play ball. Like, he liked that about her. He liked all of that shit about her. He liked the attitude. He liked that they had banter. He liked that they went back and forth, that they would argue. Like, he liked all of that. And I feel like essentially he wasn't supposed to. Like, this society, he was supposed to end up with somebody, like the girl he was engaged to, like Tyra Banks. Oh, honey, what are you doing? When really he wanted to be with somebody like Monica. He wanted to be with Monica. You know what I'm saying? So at the end, to see her be in the starlight, I guess, playing for the basketball, for the Sparks, and him being on the sidelines, yay, mommy. It showed that their relationship wasn't all about him in order for them to be together. Because that was 1993. So this is 3 years later, in 1996, when, the WNBA finally becomes a thing. So yeah, I feel like it definitely was given, we're trying to not make it so toxic. But it absolutely was. Didn't want to be a simp. Yeah, I think that was a lot of the idea. Don't want to be weak for a woman type of mindset. It shifted. It absolutely shifted. You could tell. His mom was submissive, but he needed a woman who would challenge him, opposite of his dad and mom's relationship. Yes, exactly. 5-head Tyra was getting all the roles back. Oh my God, that little girl was so cute. Wasn't she? She looked just like Omar. I was like, oh my God, that looked like that could actually be their baby. I wonder if he felt bad and went back into the relationship because he seen her reaction after they played. I don't think so. I think the harder thing would have been like calling all of them people to cancel a wedding. I think that he didn't want, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he really wanted it to work out like that. I don't think he wanted to be with her. I think he was fighting. I mean, he wanted to be with her, but I think he wanted to fight it. I think he wanted to fight it. I think he wanted to be with the girl. But that when she walked away and was crying, I don't think he felt bad for her. I think that was the moment that made him see she being 100% with me. Why am I fronting? He had been fronting the whole movie. And that's what nobody realized. That's what I realized in watching this, that he was fronting on her the whole movie. From the beginning, it was always acting like I don't like her as much as I do, when he really did. And that's what I was trying to point out throughout the whole movie. Like, there were all of these moments where it felt like he just didn't want to get played. But essentially, he loved her, he trusted her, he cared about her, but his relationship with her was fucked up based off of how everybody's family dynamics are. And that's just what it is, Let me see what y'all saying. Movies like this made us think we just give our toxic ex one more chance, they'll get it together. For real, they did. They absolutely made us think our toxic ex could change, and we know they cannot. That's why they're an ex. Monica came back once he was already engaged, and that's what changed everything for him. Canceling a wedding is hard, so Monica giving him that out was what he wanted. I think so. And I also feel like, remember when he said he kept trying to, get in contact with her when she was overseas and she was ignoring his phone calls? Like, that was another thing. Like, there was a moment in this, I feel like, where he was looking for her and trying to reach out to her. And she was like, nah, nigga, leave me alone. And I think he felt a way about that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop running from love. Yeah. Right. He treated her like the homie child until it was, what a D at. Can you do what's love got to do with it next? I might. Y'all know that's one of my faves. Tyra played everyone's girlfriend in the 90s. She sure did. But anyway, y'all, that's it. That's all. I hope y'all enjoyed this installment of Now That We're Grown. Please don't forget to check out all the other ones. There's a whole playlist from the Now That We're Grown movie reviews. I hope y'all enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed doing it. Okay. I've already done the wood. Bonnie, can you do just right? Because I look at things different about the movie now than I did back then. Okay, I might consider it. That's one of the ones I actually like. I was so tempted to do this same thing to my ex, but I didn't want to get married. So, well, yeah, there's that. Beyond the Lights will be good. What? Y'all want to do Beyond the Lights? Masterpiece. I say I'm a masterpiece. Child, with me and Lyric will bust out with that masterpiece out of nowhere. But yes, y'all, check out the playlist to see all of the ones that have already been done. I love y'all so much. I hope y'all enjoy y'all weekend, and I will see y'all later.